Trouble for Abba Kyari as Ndlea probes 3 billion naira Tramadol seizure. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. The wind of crisis is really blowing in Abba Kyari. For Abba Kyari. In fact, they say some people are coming out to say this is actually staged. This is actually staged in order to ensure or to make sure that they delay his extradition to the US. And I'm saying, if this is staged, do you know how damaged his reputation is? Well, let's find out more. There is in detail. Please stay with us. More trouble appears to be looming for the suspended commander of the Inspector General of Police Intelligence Response Team, IRT, ASP Abba Kyari, as the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Ndlea, launches into the probe of the seizure of a large consignment of Tramadol, an illegal drug in Lagos. The alleged seizure, it was learned, was not disclosed to the agency. The Ndlea on Sunday Vanguard understood at the weekend commenced the probe as those close to Kyari and the police were believed to be worried that more alleged illegalities linked to the team led by the police officer may be uncovered. Kyari has been arrested last week after the Ndlea busted a drug ring operating the Brazil, Ethiopia, and Nigeria route. The agency alleged that he was a member of a syndicate and went ahead to ask the court to extend his detention to facilitate investigation into the activities of his team. Sources close to the Ndlea told Sunday Vanguard at the weekend that the Abba Kyari team had been linked to the alleged seizure of a large consignment of Tramadol in a warehouse at Amo-Odofi area of Lagos State. The consignment, according to the sources, was worth 3 billion naira and it was imported into Nigeria by an individual who claimed to be a pharmacist. IRT, it was learnt, allegedly got rid of the consignment and stormed the warehouse where the illegal drug was stocked, leading to the seizure. Multiple sources at the Ndlea said the agency ordinarily should have been told of the alleged seizure, which was said to have taken place last year, saying that the Abba Kyari did not inform the agency of this development. What this means is that the IRT might have sold the consignment of Tramadol to a cartel after storming the Amo-Odofi warehouse and seizing the Tramadol, one of the sources said. We have launched a probe into the case with a view of getting to the root of the matter. Efforts to get the Ndlea spokesman, Mr. Femi Babafemi, to comment on the story last night was unsuccessful. But a top official at the agency headquarters in Abuja told Sunday Vanguard that operatives were investigating the case. Okay, more trouble indeed. More trouble for Abba Kyari. The wind of crisis is really, really blowing in his direction. Whether this is staged though, whether it is not staged, I believe that anybody will cook beans. This has been my favorite quote. If you cook beans, you would eat the beans when it is done. Even if the beans is watery or too thick, you will eat it to the last seed. If you actually if you shit for church, you go pack him. Anything that you do, if at the end of the day he's guilty, he should be convicted and he should face the law. The law should not be bent. The law should not be, how am I going to put it now, adjusted to accommodate him. No. As he is now, his case is even very, very difficult because he is actually a law enforcement officer. This is what everybody is holding their head and shouting about. Had it been this person was just an ordinary citizen of Nigeria, he is not a military officer, he is not a law enforcement officer, we say, okay, fine, this man, just go and serve your term. But for the fact that this particular man is actually a citizen of Nigeria. I mean, a citizen of Nigeria, not just a citizen, an officer of the law. Sincerely, is not going to be, how am I going to put it? It's not going to be easy on him. Because me and you will say, this man knows the law. What am I saying? He enforces the law. And before even this came out, do you know that Evans, the kidnapper, Though people are going to say Evans is Evans. Evans the kidnapper came out and said there was a particular statement that he wrote, but he wrote that statement not, he did not how am I going to put it? He did not write that statement by himself, for himself, because he wanted to write it. That his statement was not what happened. That Abba Kyari and his team members actually beat him to stupor and killed people who were actually with him in the set. Yes, when they kill people, they also threatened to kill him if he did not write what exactly they wanted him to write. He came out and said this, and people came out and like, you, Evans is a kidnapper. People dismissed it, and people were like, it was sounding very convincing. Even me myself, I was like, for him to come out and say this, that means he sounded convincing. The people are not going to believe him, but at least it sounded convincing. Okay. At the end of the day, what we want to hear is, this man, if he's innocent, fine. If he's also guilty, fine. At the end of the day, let him face the music. The same music he has been, let's say, playing for others, and others have been made to face it. Even what am I even saying? Just a few hours ago, a certain person came out and said that he and his friends, he said he and some other people were actually arrested by Abba Kyari and his team, and they were flogged. They did all sort of things against them. That some people that were actually arrested alongside him died because of the treatment they got from Abba Kyari and his team, and that the only thing that kept him alive and didn't kill him was that his family member came to rescue him. He also saw that one other person, him and another person, was actually rescued. That the person had to pay 500,000 naira for his release, as in the family of the person paid that for the first person that was released, and he himself, just as he was about to, he has given up all hope. Members, people who stayed in the cell, who were arrested alongside with, who were innocent citizens of Nigeria, or might be. There is every tendency that these people might be innocent citizens of Nigeria. The only crime was that they don't have money. They did not have money, and the parents did not come on time. Unfortunately, those people died. A lot of things have been coming out. And me, I will say, this wind of crisis that is blowing should blow more fiercely. Let us know which person's face is really. Let's know if you are color red, or you are color black, or you are color blue. Let's start assuming that you are white, when at the end of the day you are blue. Let's see the person's color. So at the end of the day, people will see, because if everything is not brought to the light, more of this crime will happen. And of course, people will believe that anything goes. Anything that will happen, and it can be swept under the carpet. So we are saying he should actually, after all this accusation, he should be tried, and if found guilty, he should face the law. On this note, we've come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest.